When I was a kid, I drew and painted all the time. Always had a sketchbook with me. And I remember the day that I figured out that I wanted to be a children's book illustrator when I was a kid. That was my dream and my goal. And I was in the hospital having tonsillectomy. And I had my sketchbook with me, and someone had come in, one of the nurses, and talked to me about my art and looked at it with me and said, "You look like you could illustrate children's books." And of course, being a young kid, I didn't really know much about it, that career or what that meant, but that was something that I always wanted to do. I actually did do a children's book in art school with a collaboration with a writer. So I feel like I at least reached a part of that goal. But since then, my interests have moved to large canvases. I just enjoy the total body movement that's involved when you're creating large paintings. And then the sense of color being surrounded in it as you're painting. Like this piece, The Watcher back here. This is one of my favorite pieces that I've done. It was actually done before I moved to the Southwest, when I was inspired by it after one of my first trips down here. So that's my story of color. It's just always been really important to me. From the time that my dad helped me paint a giant rainbow mural on my bedroom wall when I was a kid in the 80s, and to the giant chalkboard that he hung on our walls. My sister and I each had a giant chalkboard with every color of chalk we could find, and I was always drawing on that thing and creating imagery that I felt like I could walk into and be a part of. And that was my form of fantasy and fun times for escapism and imagination. So that's where my color background comes from.